Swami Vivekananda is appealing to people saying, let us cease from abusing each other. The Vedanta Society of San Francisco, both of which became foundations for Vedanta societies in the Western world. An attempt was made to bring all these thoughts to one platform and find out what is the essence of human life. Hello students, I am Anil, Assistant Professor of English, Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. Today we are going to discuss the Chicago speech of Swami Vivekananda prescribed for the students of 3rd semester BCom by the University of Mysore. About Swami Vivekananda, Swami Vivekananda was born on January 12th, 1863. This day is also known as National Youth Day. He was born as Narendranath Datta. He was an Indian monk, a philosopher, author, religious teacher, and the chief disciple of the Indian mystic Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. He was a key figure in the introduction of Vedanta and Yoga to the Western world. This is what we are going to see in this speech. He is introducing the ideology of Vedanta and Yoga to the Western world. He is credited with raising interfaith awareness and bringing Hinduism to the status of major world religions. Vivekananda became a popular figure after the 1893 speech in Chicago, where he began his famous speech with the words, "Sisters and Brothers of America," before introducing the Hinduism to the Western world. He was so impactful that the American newspaper described him as an orator by divine right and undoubtedly the greatest figure at the Parliament. After great success at the Parliament, in the subsequent years, Vivekananda delivered hundreds of lectures across United States, England, and Europe, disseminating the core tenets of Hindu philosophy, and founded the Vedanta Society of New York and the Vedanta Society of San Francisco, both of which became foundations for Vedanta societies in the Western world. So now what is this Parliament of Religions? The world progressed with science, technology, and beliefs. So here, every religion took birth in its own pace of time. But along with the growth of religion, all the religions started fighting amongst its rivals. It considered other religion as rivals. But an attempt was made to bring all these thoughts to one platform and find out what is the essence of human life. And here is one more attempt made by the people of America, that they called all the religious heads. They wanted to discuss the basic principles of all religions. There have been several meetings referred to as the Parliament of World's Religions, the first being the World's Parliament of Religions of 1893. So here, it was an attempt to create a global dialogue of faiths. So all faiths, people belonging to different faiths in the world, were asked to come and meet at one point and find out what is the basics of every religion. The event was celebrated by another conference on its centenary in 1993. This led to a new series of conferences under the official title Parliament of the World Religions, with the same goal of trying to create global dialogue of faiths. I am proud to belong to a religion which has taught the world both tolerance and universal acceptance. We believe not only in universal toleration, but we accept all religion as true. Talking about the Hinduism, Vivekananda says this in the beginning. He introduces Hinduism as one which tolerance and universal acceptance. Hinduism is not about creating superior or inferior feelings between the religions, but it has taught tolerance and universal acceptance. And we believe not only in universal toleration, but we accept all religions as true. A Hindu would consider all religions as true, whether it is Christianity, whether it is Islam, whether it is Judaism, whether it is Buddhism. We consider all these religions as one. They are all true. No religion is false, is what is believed by a Hindu. As the different streams having their sources in different places all mingle their waters in the sea, so, O Lord, the different paths which men take through different tendencies, various though they appear, crooked or straight, shall lead to thee. This is the summary of the entire statement where he says all religions are true. So every religion takes man to the level of spirituality. With spirituality, it leads to a concept of God. Therefore, all religions have the same essence. Therefore, all religions are true. This is what is proposed and propagated by Hinduism. This is what Vivekananda is trying to express about Hinduism. Whosoever comes to me through whatsoever form I reach him, all men are struggling through paths which in the end lead to me. This means in Gita, it is said that people are trying to reach God by different paths: karma, yoga, and prayer. So here, people are trying different ways to reach God. Therefore, God says, in whichever the way people choose, they will come to me and I shall accept them. Sectarianism, bigotry, and their horrible descendants, fanaticism, have long possessed this beautiful earth. They have filled the earth with violence, drenched it often and often with human blood, destroyed civilization, and sent whole nations to despair. Here, Swami Vivekananda, speaking about the religions, he says the present world is divided with all negative thoughts, sects, bigotry, and their horrible descendant, that is basic fundamentalism, going very deep and very harsh on the rules of religion. They have long possessed this beautiful earth. They have filled the earth with violence. In the name of religion, people have started fighting with each other, and they have also started killing each other in the name of religion. So all these negative thoughts about religion is spoiling the health of universe, health of world. They have destroyed civilization and sent whole nation into despair. So Swami Vivekananda is appealing to people, saying, let us cease from abusing each other. So let us stop abusing each other. Let us not fight in the name of religion, telling that my religion is greater than yours and your religion is not greater than mine. So let's stop fighting. Let's stop abusing each other. And let's understand that all religion leads to God. Therefore, all religions are true and they have their own essence. So, for telling that, he brings out a well and a frog story. He tells there was a frog inside a well. It did not go out. It was born and brought up there. And it believed only that much space is the whole world. And once there came another frog from the ocean, from the sea. And when it came, it told about the ocean. And this frog of the well asked the frog of the sea, is your sea very bigger than my well? But when this question was raised, the frog of sea was very surprised. It said, are you comparing a sea to this well? When this frog of the ocean told the frog of the well that you cannot compare both because the ocean is too vast, the frog did not believe it. It said, you are telling lie, you are a liar, you get out. So this is what is happening with all religions. Everybody considers that their religion is the only religion which can lead men to God. Therefore, he says, with this example, he tells, we are all living in our own small wells. Whether it is Christians, whether it is Muslims, whether it is Hindus, including. Therefore, we should come out of our small wells and accept the reality of all the religions. They have this basic principle of uplifting man to God. Then, while talking about Hinduism, he talks about transmigration of soul. He says, who I am? Who am I? In order to answer this question, Vivekananda says, I am a spirit living in a body. I am not the body. The body will die, but I shall not die. Here I am in this body. It will fall, but I shall go on living. I had also a past. So he talks about the spirit. He talks about the soul, which is permanent, and he talks about the body, which is not permanent. We can compare this concept with the English poet, Death Be Not Proud, where John Donne says, in the end, the body dies, the soul is liberated. So then the Hindu believes that he is a spirit. Him the sword cannot pierce, him the fire cannot burn, him the water cannot melt, him the air cannot dry. So the spirit is very free. Only body dies, but the spirit keeps on moving from body to body, and it has also got a past. He also talks about the nature of God. People are trying very hard to find how is God, how he or she looks. He wants to know the nature of God. For that he says, God is everywhere, the pure and formless one, the Almighty and the All-Merciful. Thou art our Father, our Mother, our beloved friend, and the source of all strength. Give us strength. You are the breadth and burdens of the universe. Help me bear the little burdens of this life. Thus sang rishis of the Vedas, and how to worship him. Through love, he is to be worshipped as the one beloved, dearer than everything in this and the next life. So talking about nature of God, God is in everyone. God is present everywhere. God is omnipresent. So we cannot say God is present only in the temples. We cannot say God is only present in the heavens. We cannot say God is only present in one particular place. But Vivekananda says, God is everywhere. So how do you worship a God? In order to worship a God, you should do it without expecting anything from God. To support this idea, he tells a story from Mahabharata where the Pandavas are in Vanvas. They have to spend their life in forest without being seen to anybody. And the Yudhishthira, that means the eldest of the Pandavas, Dharmaraya or Yudhishthira, he is a devout worshipper of God. And when once Panchali asked, why are you doing this? Why are you in love with a God who is giving too much of pain to you in life? For that he says, I love God for the sake of loving him, not expecting anything from him. This is what Swami Vivekananda tells in the Religions Parliament in Chicago. He says all religions are same. Take example, grapes. In English we call it grapes, in Kannada we call it drachi, in Hindi we call it angur. Names are different, but the commodity is the same. Since this thing is the same, but with different names, so is the religion. All beliefs lead us to God. They all propose spirituality. When this is done by all the religions, then all religion must be same. I remember as a boy hearing a Christian missionary preaching a crowd in India. Among other sweet things he was telling them was that if he gave a blow to their idol with his stick, what could it do? One of his hearers sharply answered, if I abuse your God, what can he do? You would be punished, said the preacher, when you die. So my idol will punish you when you die, retorted the Hindu. So with a very funny instance, when missionaries of Christianity were spreading religion in India, they blamed that Hinduism is inferior to Christianity. Why? Because you worship images. So when he was preaching, he asked a Hindu, if I destroy your images or idols, what will your God do? For that, one of the listeners asked a question back. He said, what if I destroyed the images of your religion? And the preacher said, you will be punished after your death. And the listener replied for his question, so is mine. So does my God punish you when you are dead. So the entire concept is same. You also believe in the life after death, where you meet God. And in this religion also, he is talking about people meeting God after death. Therefore, all religions propose the same idea. Why image worship in Hindu culture? This is the basic question asked by many people. To answer this, Swami Vivekananda says, we need something solid, something which we could touch and feel to concentrate. All human beings do not have this superpower of concentrating. So a religion gives a way to worship God. So he says, superstition is a great enemy of man. I don't believe in superstition. Blind belief in religion, on blind belief in customs and traditions. I don't do it, and it is very bad. But bigotry is even worse. If you portray any religion in a very bad light, then that is very wrong. Why does a Christian go to church? He asked a question, why do you go to church? As a Christian, why do you go to church? Why is the cross holy? Why do you think that the holy cross is holy? Why is the face turned toward the sky in prayer? Whenever anybody prays of any religion, they look at sky. Why? Why are there so many images in the Catholic Church? Why are those paintings, gods, heavens, etc.? Why? Why are there so many images in the minds of Protestants when they pray? My brethren, we can no more think about anything without a mental image than we can live without breathing. By the law of association, the material image calls up the material idea and vice versa. Therefore, Swami Vivekananda says, all religions are similar and we need images in order to realize God. Then God is one. As I said previously, we call one thing with different names. Here he says, God is one. To the Hindu, man is not traveling from error to truth, but from truth to truth. Hinduism, what does it teach? In a Hindu, what does he think about religion? He says he is not traveling from error to truth. We are not finding faults in the religion. Everything in a religion is true, and we are traveling from truth to truth. To him, all the religions, from the lowest fetishism to the highest absolutism, mean so many attempts of the human soul to grasp and realize the infinite, each determined by the conditions of its birth and association, and each of these marks a stage of progress, and every soul is a young eagle soaring higher and higher, gathering more and more strength till it reaches the glorious sun. So what are we doing in religion? When we say we have to reform religion, we are not going from false to truth. We are moving from truth to truth, from one level of truth to the next higher level of truth. Therefore, Swami Vivekananda says, God is one, and we are going to reach him like an eagle, which goes higher and higher and higher, and we reach God. And he is talking about conversion, religious conversion. He says, Christians must always be ready for good criticism. And I hardly think that you will mind if I make a little criticism. You Christians who are so fond of sending out missionaries to save the soul of the heathen, why do you not try to save their bodies from starvation? So you are telling that you come to us, we will provide you peace. Nobody needs peace. We want food. Poverty and hunger are very harsh. You have to provide food. In India, during the terrible famines, thousands died from hunger, yet you Christians did nothing. So he is criticizing the Christians of India. In the name of religion, you are misleading people. So don't do it. Provide people with food. They have religion enough, but it is bread that the suffering millions of burning India cry out for with parched throats. They ask us for bread, but we give them stones. It's an insult to a starving person to offer them religion. It is an insult to a starving man to teach him metaphysics. In India, a priest that preached for money would lose caste and he is spat upon by the people. I came here to seek aid for my impoverished people, and I fully realized how difficult it was to get help for heathens from Christians in a Christian land. So he talks about people suffering from poverty and hunger. Help them with food, not with religion. Indian people, their religion, Hinduism, you are trying to convert using their poverty and hunger. And this is a very bad thing. Therefore, he criticizes Christians in their land, that is in America, talking against the conversion. Then he talks about Buddhism. Buddhism is born out of Hinduism, is what Swami Vivekananda says. When the rituals in Hinduism became very hard for a common man to follow, he tried to realize God in a very simpler manner. And then these religions like Buddhism and Jainism were born. So he says Buddhism did not born to destroy Hinduism, but it became a supplement for Hindu religion. The Jews rejected Jesus Christ, crucified him, and the Hindus have accepted Shakyamuni as God and worshipped him. He gives this example how the Jesus Christ was born as a Jew, but when the people of Jewish tradition were told that he is the Son of God, they did not believe. Then what happened? They took two routes. One became Christianity and the other became Judaism. But in Hinduism, it did not happen like that. He says even the Shakyamuni, that is the Buddha, is considered one of the greatest souls, and even he is worshipped.
On the philosophic side, the disciples of the great master dashed themselves against the eternal rocks of the Vedas and could not crush them. And on the other side, they took away from this nation that eternal God to which everyone, man or woman, clings so fondly. And the result was that Buddhism had to die a natural death in India. So he gives the reason why Buddhism could not be successful in India. The followers of Buddhism, they wanted to destroy the basics of Vedanta, and they could not do it. Therefore, they took the religion out of India, and in India, this religion died. And people failed to understand that the Buddhism was a fulfillment for Hinduism. They thought it was a separate way. That is what Swami Vivekananda proposed in the Parliament of World Religions. Then he talks about unification of faiths. Much has been said of the common ground of religious unity. I am not going just now to venture my own theory. But if anyone here hopes that this unity will come by the triumph of any of the religions and the destruction of the other, to him I say, brother, yours is an impossible idea. So all the thoughts of all the religions are unified. We are not here to destroy any faith that is prevailing in the world. He says, if anybody thinks that his religion is very superior and he is going to destroy the other religion, for that person I am going to say that yours is an impossible hope. Do I wish that the Christian would become Hindu? Do I support a man change his religion? No. God forbid. Do I wish that the Hindu or Buddhist would become Christian? No. The seed is put in the ground and the earth and the air and the water are placed around it. Does the seed become the earth or the air or the water? No, it becomes a plant. It develops after the law of its own growth, assimilates the air, the earth and the water. It converts them into plant substance that grows into a plant. So all human beings, they have their own seed of religion. With the help of all other religions, they evolve their beliefs. But I don't support religious conversion. Therefore, all faiths are one. I don't want to destroy any other religion. I don't want to destroy any other faith. And I don't want any other faiths to destroy my faith. This is what Swami Vivekananda proposed in the parliament. Similar is the case with religion. The Christians is not to become a Hindu or a Buddhist, nor a Hindu or a Buddhist to become a Christian, but each must assimilate the spirit of the others and yet preserve his individuality and grow according to his own law of growth. We have to accept ideas of different faiths. We have to accept all the ideas of all the religion because all religions lead to God. In the face of this evidence, if anybody dreams of the exclusive survival of his own religion and the destruction of the others, I pity him from the bottom of my heart and point out to him that upon the banner of every religion will soon be written, in spite of resistance, help and not fight, assimilation and not destruction, harmony and peace and not dissension. So he says, if anybody thinks of destroying other religions and having his own religion as the religion of the world, for him I suggest, let us not fight but help each other. Let us assimilate, not destroy. Let us live in harmony and peace, not in fighting each other. This is what Swami Vivekananda expressed in the religion of world, in the Parliament of World Religions. Finally, he thanked the people who had organized this Parliament of World Religions. It became a very good platform for all the people of the world to understand what is the core of Hindu religion. And they were all happy to accept Swami Vivekananda as a young monk from the East. After that, Swami Vivekananda gave many speeches in Europe, America, spreading the ideas of Vedanta and yoga. So this is how Swami Vivekananda tried to make people realize what a true religion is and what is the essence of Hinduism. Thank you.